नमस्कार, बहुत-बहुत स्वागत आप सभी का। आप देख रहे हैं हमारा बेहद खास कार्यक्रम ललकार। आपके साथ मैं हूं कुणाल गोस्वामी। मिडिल ईस्ट में जब से ईरान और अमेरिका ने मिलकर इजराइल पर हमला किया, तब से लेकर अब तक काफी समय गुजर चुका है। ऑलमोस्ट 1 महीना गुजरने को आया है और उस पूरे इलाके में तबाही और नुकसान के अलावा कुछ नजर नहीं आ रहा। लेकिन इन बीते 30 दिनों के दरमियान कई ऐसी आवाजें हैं जो लगातार मुखर उठती नजर आई हैं, जिन्होंने अपने बुलंद बयानों से इस वक्त पूरी मीडिया इंडस्ट्री को झकझोर कर रख दिया है। उनका स्पष्ट कहना है कि कई लोगों का मानना है कि खामनेई वाकई में एक दुर्दर्श शासक था, जिसके जाने के बाद अब ईरान में एक नए सूर्य के उदय की संभावना नजर आ रही है। जबकि कई लोग इसके उलट मानते हैं और खामनेई की मौत को हत्या करार दे रहे हैं। इन्हीं तमाम विषयों पर बेहद खास चर्चा करने के लिए हमारे साथ बेहद एक्सक्लूसिव मेहमान ईरानी मूल की अभिनेत्री मंदाना करीमी जुड़ रही हैं। मंदाना, बहुत बहुत स्वागत आपका, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया हमारे साथ एक्सक्लूसिवली बातचीत करने के लिए। इट्स रियली बीइंग अ हाई ऑनर टू हैव यू ऑन आवर प्लेटफॉर्म। In our very
Thank you so much.
starting note,
बहुत धन्यवाद.
in a very starting note, it's been almost 1 month
Sure.
that the Israel and America had started bombardment on Iran. You have very high and very deep connection with Iran as you being the citizen of Iran. आपने पूरा ये एक टेन्योर, ये जो पूरा एक महीना आपने कैसा देखा और कैसा महसूस किया?
Actually काफी difficult time है अभी जो चल रहा है और sorry guys, I can't see you. I think you guys have gone cut. Sorry, आपका connection. हाँ.
मैम, आप हमें नजर आ रहे हैं?
हाँ जी. अभी नजर आ रहे
You
हैं.
can
अभी
continue.
नजर आ रहे हैं. Well, अभी जैसा आपने कहा 1 महीने हो चुकी है. हर रोज ये सिचुएशन है जो ईरान में बहुत बदल हो चुकी है और काफी अभी 28 डेज है जो ईरान अभी तक अंडर ब्लैकआउट है और ये जो रिजीम का जो प्रोपेगेंडा है बस वो लोग का हिस्सा है जो रिजीम का साथ दिया है। और जब मैं बोलती हूँ कि रिजीम को साथ दिया है, आपको भी पता है, काफी लोग को भी पता है अभी इरानियन रिजीम का जो प्रोपेगेंडा है, जो वाइट सिम कार्ड है, जो अगर आप रिजीम का मामला में जो उनको चाहते हैं वो बात करेंगे तो आपको वाइट सिम कार्ड मिलता है। इसका मतलब ये है कि अभी भी जो न्यूज इरानियन न्यूज चैनल है, इरानियन टीवी है, बार बार बोलते जाती है कि हम जीत गई है ये वॉर। यूएस और इजराइल है जो हमारा लोग को मर रही है और काफी है जो लोग देखती है कि हॉस्पिटल में लोग मर रही है और स्कूल में लोग मर रही है। एंड बट दिस इज ऑल लाई एंड खामेनेई, हाँ जी, और अली खामेनेई का रूल में ईरान बिल्कुल सफोकेट हो रहा है। इकोनॉमी कोलैप्स हो चुकी है, लोगों की आवाज दबा गई है और अगर आप बात करेंगे ये रिजीम का खिलाफ में बात करेंगे, जो सच है, जो सच है वो बाहर नहीं आ सकते हैं। एंड द पीपल आर स्टिल अंडर ब्लैकआउट। और अभी जो इंडिया में है और सब जगह में है, बस लोग बात कर रही है जियोपॉलिटिक्स, बात कर रही है गैस के मामले में। लेकिन जो लोग अभी, जो मेरा फैमिली है और मेरा दोस्त है जो 90 मिलियन है, अभी तक भी अंडर ब्लैकआउट है।
If you want to continue in English, you are most welcome. We don't have any issue with English or Hindi. The first thing is that when you come to know on 28th of February 2026 that Israel and America both attack on Iran, and in first 24 hours, Ayatollah Khamenei and then Mojtaba Khamenei is no more. What was your first reaction? Are you happy? Are you sad?
My first reaction was I couldn't believe that a murderous individual has died finally. Kyunki if you were asked me in January, in December, not only for me, for all the Iranians, if you would have asked that finally this person is gonna die, and
Hmm.
our pain is going to reduce, and he's going to pay the price of killing so many innocents' life, we would not
Hmm.
believe that. But when I
Hmm.
heard the news, I was very happy. I was crying, I was happy, I couldn't believe. And I wasn't the
Hmm.
only one. All the Iranians around the world, you've seen the video, everyone was dancing, everyone was celebrating. And
Hmm.
almost also the people who were in Iran, by
Hmm.
even knowing that they're gonna get arrested, and they're gonna be stopped or get arrested, but
Hmm.
still they went to the streets and they were celebrating the death of Khamenei.
Hmm. Okay. When it comes to
Hanji.
know, as being an Indian journalist, when I come to know that Khamenei is no more, we saw two parts of people. One was sad; they had
Sure.
protest that Khamenei is no more, and the other one is they were celebrating that they says now this is the new beginning, new origin of now the Iran is. Uh, आप
Sure.
कैसे देखती आप अ, आप बहुत खुश नजर आई थी कैसा था खामनेई के शासन से पहले का ईरान कैसा था उनके सत्ता संभालने के बाद ईरान कैसा बदला और आपका दिल क्यों टूटा ईरान को लेकर
See, when we are talking about the numbers of people who are not happy and they
हम्म,
supporting the regime, that
हम्म,
number is a 10% of 92 million population. Even
ओके
if the 10% are allowed
हम्म,
to make videos and
हम्म,
to show that they are sad that Khamenei is dead, that is going to be a massive
हम्म,
number. But it says
हम्म,
something else to us. In
हम्म,
January, when
हम्म,
millions Iranians they went to the street
हम्म,
and they said Javid Shah, we want the regime to be
हम्म,
changed, they were all
हम्म,
killed, they were
हम्म,
executed, they were arrested. Even the
हम्म,
doctors and nurses who were
हम्म,
helping these people to get treatment in hospital, three
हम्म,
nurses, they were gang raped by the regime.
हम्म,
So
हम्म,
when people say there are a lot of Iranians who are supporting the regime, yes, of course, for you
हम्म,
guys, you're going to see a massive
हम्म,
number because the rest of the country is under blackout. And as a
हम्म,
journalist, I wanna ask you this question: if a
हम्म,
government has no problem, they are not hiding
हम्म,
anything, they are good people, they're
हम्म,
good Muslims as they call themselves, right? Why are
हम्म,
you giving no internet access to your people? Why
हम्म,
while your country is under attack, right?
हम्म,
Why are you still executing young people? Last week, there were
हम्म,
4 wrestlers. They were executed in Qom, in public.
हम्म,
Why do you have to do execution? If you are saying that you're supporting your people, you're defending yourself against Israel and America,
हम्म,
why my family and everyone else in Iran
हम्म,
right now is still under blackout,
हम्म,
internet blackout?
हम्म।
So that's the reality of thing.
Hmm,
And
sure. Hmm.
yeah, please.
As you said before, Khamenei start taking the entire process of Iran, the development, that the orders. As you said, in initial time, Iran was not an Islamic nation; it was a Persian nation. तो
Yes, correct.
आपने उसको कैसे महसूस किया? As you had said in your statement that as you were born and brought up in Iran, आप जब स्कूल जाती थी आपको
Yes.
एंटी इजराइल एंटी अमेरिकन स्लोगन पढ़वाया जाता था आपने जब पूछा why it was in the Asian history
Anji.
Iran and Israel were very good friends
Mhm.
फिर आपको कैसा महसूस हुआ
Yes.
और जब आपने आवाज उठाई आपने सवाल पूछे कि एंटी इजराइल एंटी अमेरिकन स्लोगन क्यों तो क्या जवाब आता था
Anji. Well, talking about my experience, I have lived in Iran until I was 18 years old. As you said correctly, in our school, from the very young age, every morning they teach us death to Israel, death to America, death to a lot of other nations, British, so and so. That wasn't an education. That was a forced belief to force us to believe what the regime believes. And if you go against it, if you question it, like the way I did it in school, I asked my teacher, ये इजराइल और अमेरिका कौन है? हम क्यों उनको इतना नफरत करते क्यों? And I was punished by my teacher. There was no answer to that. Because this government, the Iranian regime, they don't reason with you. If you change your religion, I'll give my example again. If you change your religion from Islam to any other religion, your punishment is a death penalty straight. In India, few years ago, almost 12 years ago, I changed my religion to Hindu. I've changed my religion officially. And as per as the government rule, I have to be executed. आपको एज ए सिटीजन, एज ए वुमन, एज ए इंडिविजुअल ईरान में आपको कोई भी हक नहीं है. अगर आप वो लोग के साथ है, ओके ठीक है. अगर नहीं है, execution, arrest, and your life, matlab, they destroy everything that you have. And for someone like me, because I lived there for so long, I had to leave. Not because खुशी खुशी में मुझे बाहर गांव में जाना है, नहीं. I had to leave for survival because I knew that I cannot sustain that life anymore. And in Iran, I'm an artist. I have practiced different form of art. As an artist, I wanted to talk about what I like and express myself. But as an Iranian, as an artist, you don't have any freedom to express anything. So that's why I left.
ठीक. आपने there are two main questions. The first one is very important. The second one is supplementary. आपने कहा जब आपने देखा हिंदुस्तान के अंदर जम्मू कश्मीर हो, उत्तर प्रदेश हो, मध्य प्रदेश हो, खामने की मौत के बाद बहुत सारे प्रोटेस्ट हो रहे थे. आपने कहा कि जो लोग प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं उनको ज्यादा नहीं 1 हफ्ता ईरान के अंदर जाना चाहिए और जीना चाहिए, तब उनको पता चलेगा कि जो लोग सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं वो सेलिब्रेट क्यों कर रहे हैं. और दूसरा मेरा सवाल यह है, आप एक कंक्लूजन पर पहुंचे कि द खामने regime was the cancerous cell in the Middle East. Why it is so?
Okay, I'll answer the first question. मुझे ये एक चीज बोलना है, as an individual, if you haven't lived under a terrorist organization, which is the regime of Iran, you cannot say proudly, and you cannot say that Khamenei was a leader, he was a good person, he was highly educated, so and so. You cannot say that. Because as a woman, as an individual, and let me not talk about even women, let me talk about a man. Okay? Sure. Iran mein, agar aapka, as a man, if your t-shirt is too tight, it's like, let's say your muscle is kind of showing your tight muscle as a t-shirt, or your hair is long, you will get arrested. Okay? So ये जो लोग कश्मीर में, लखनऊ में, दिल्ली में, बैंगलोर में इतना बात कर रही है in support of the regime, that's why I say go there and live under the regime, then we'll talk. But again, there is another conversation. There is another conversation that Khomeini and a lot of people who are the leader of the country, they're not even Iranian. They are either from India, they are from Arab countries, right? And they have come to Iran and they have taken over the country. So that's why I call my people, Iranians, are kept hostage by this government, right? So that's one part of the question. The second part of the question, you ask about the cancerous cell. Why I call this regime the cancerous cell? The reason being, just like a cancerous cell, if you have a cancer stage 1 and you don't treat it, the cancerous cell is gonna complete take over your body, right? Iranian regime is a cancerous cell in Middle East where they have been supporting a lot of terrorist organization from Hamas, Houthis, Jihadis, and so, right? So if you remove the main cancer, if you remove the head of the snake, you're actually going to treat this cancer from Middle East. And in the almost a month now, the war in Middle East, right? Iranian regime has shown it. Even the Arab countries who they were trying to not this war, let this war to escalate it. They were trying to not, they were talking and supporting Iranian regime, right? The same Arab country who were supporting the regime and they were the hosts of negotiation between Iran and the other countries, Iranian regime has attacked them. Why is that? Because this regime sells and controls people by ideology. It's not the usme Shia Sunni ka baat nahi hai. Because if you are saying that you're a Muslim country, why are you attacking the Muslim countries? So that's why this regime is a cancerous cell and it has to be removed from the region.
Okay. ये चीज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. आपने क्योंकि आपको मालूम है कि अमेरिका ने स्टार्टिंग में ही स्टेटमेंट दे दिया कि मुज्तबा एंड आयतुल्लाह खामनेई इज नो मोर. उनके डेथ या असैसिनेशन के बावजूद भी जो उनके सबऑर्डिनेट हैं वही ईरान को आगे बढ़ा रहे हैं. दे वर टेकिंग द एक्शन इन द फॉर्म ऑफ IRCG. आपको लग रहा है कि भी बहुत
Yes.
लंबी लड़ाई लड़नी है? अगर हमें पुराना ईरान चाहिए, जो आज़ाद था, महिलाओं की जिनको आज़ादी पसंद थी, हर कोई बेबाकी से अपनी बात कर सकता था, अपने फैसले ले सकता था। आपको लग रहा है एक बहुत लंबी लड़ाई, एक बहुत लंबा समय लगेगा?
See, हम ये नहीं कह सकते कि लंबा हो जाएंगे और कितना टाइम लगेगा, because past 2 weeks we have seen there has been so many changes, there has been so many surprise elements from Iran, from America, from Israel, right? So we cannot say how long it's gonna take, but I want to add on to what you said in one way. It doesn't matter how much it's gonna take. Iranian people, they have decided they want this regime to go. And we have mentioned it again and again that it doesn't matter. It's going to be Khamenei's son, it's going to be another person from the regime who wants to become in power. We don't want that. Because if the same government, the same people who have run the country for so many years, and they have oppressed their own people by bringing another person from the regime, is not going to fix our problem. What do we need is very clear. We have a leader. His name is Reza Shah Pahlavi. We need him to come back to the country to help us to do the transition to a secular government. And he has repeated
नहीं, यही
again and
इंपॉर्टेंट
again
सवाल है।
there is
आप
going to be a
रिजा
voting
पहलवी
system.
का
हाँ जी,
समर्थन कर रही हैं। यू आर द वन ऑफ द मोस्ट प्रॉमिसिंग सपोर्टर ऑफ रेजा पहलवी। ऐसा क्यों?
yes,
और उनके आने से ईरान
yes,
में क्या बदल जाएगा?
because Reza Shah Pahlavi is one of the only figure in many years. He finally has the support of people in Iran and people from outside of Iran. That's the first point. The second point is a person like me, and an individual like me who has lived under this regime, we don't want a religion to control the rights of citizens, right? So we need to have the religion separate from our rights. What Reza Pahlavi believe, what Reza Pahlavi has been working on a plan with his team and people of Iran is the fact that first is going to be voting system, second is going to be a secular democracy, third it's going to be a differentiation between the religion and the people's right. And the fact is everything that he says is what we've been fighting for so many years. So why would I not support him? And by the way, I am the voice of millions from Iran. It's not only me. And if in Iran people have gone to the streets, they have given their life and they repeating the name Javid Shah Pahlavi, why wouldn't I support that? Because I'm sitting in outside of Iran and it's not only my voice. I get a lot of messages, I get a lot of videos from Iran, and everything that they say, the attack from Iran, of Israel and America is a rescue mission, and we want Reza Shah Pahlavi, and of course I'm going to be supporting that.
Okay. Now coming to the Indian context, as you have said that you have packed your bag, you want to break up with India. Why it is also?
Yeah. Well, it came from a place of heart. It didn't came from anger, what I have said. And to be honest, even before the war happened, since January, I tried really hard to keep peaceful protests for my people in Iran and do something publicly and gather people and talk about the pain of Iranians and respect and put a candlelight for the 1,000 people who they lost their life in January. And I didn't get any support. I didn't get any permission. So I was leaving India, and I planned to leave India completely. This has been in my mind for quite some times. And unfortunately, the war happened, and I got stuck here. And after Khamenei's death, it just showed that how much this regime has support in India. And it showed, I kept saying to a lot of people in India, the Iranians who are here, in the Parsi society, they forgot where they come from. No one is talking about the death of 1,000 we've lost. That was one thing. Second, I kept saying it online. I kept saying that, guys, come, let's put our hands together. But no one gave support. And suddenly Khamenei dies, Kashmir, 1,000 people are protesting in the support of regime. Delhi, Bangalore, and Lucknow, right? It just shows. It just shows. And I want to repeat this. I want to have this question for my Indians, brothers and sisters. If a regime gets money and funds from Kashmir, even the little
Hmm.
girl who broke her safe to give money for people of Iran,
Hmm.
isn't it
Hmm.
the same group, the same people who killed the
Hmm.
Pandits are in the same group
Hmm.
that the Pandits they cannot go to Kashmir? And you saying that you
Okay.
guys are Indian and you saying that you support the Iranian regime. I want you guys to think about it. Because the same
Okay.
people who have
Hmm.
killed Pandits in Kashmir, they're sending money to this regime.
Hmm.
It doesn't say something
Okay.
bigger
Done. Done. Done.
than
Sure.
any of us.
Sure. Sure. As you have said that there is only one way communication. You can't get an access of internet to have a contact with your relatives in Iran.
Yes.
Whenever they got the time, whenever they
Yeah.
got the chance, they call you. How they are. And
Yeah.
वो क्या सिचुएशन बताते हैं
Um.
एक एज एन नॉर्मल इंसान ईरान के अंदर जो हालात है वो
हाँ जी.
कैसे बयां कर रहा है.
अभी अभी कुछ कुछ सिचुएशन है जो बहुत क्रिटिकल है. One,
Hmm.
they have shut down the entire banks, so you cannot use your card or you cannot withdraw money.
Hmm.
That's the first thing. Second, obviously people are very scared because not only the bombs are falling in the city, but also the
Hmm.
regime is executing to create more fear. There are stop
Hmm.
points where they still take the people's phone to check if they have said something
Hmm.
against the regime or not. And the third thing
Hmm.
is, some people are still being called back to work
Hmm.
without even getting their salary. Fourth, the
Hmm.
phone calls that I'm getting is they buy these cards in a black market, which roughly
Hmm.
every phone conversation that I have with the family, 1 or 2 minutes is roughly around 70,000 rupee to 80,000 rupee. And I don't
Hmm.
get calls every day. I get calls every
Hmm.
4 days, every 5 days, every 1 week, maybe sometimes,
Hmm.
because the
Hmm.
connection doesn't work. The conversation
Hmm.
are being heard by the government, and the
Hmm.
internet blackout still it's
Hmm.
99%. And the 1% who has
Hmm.
access are the people who are working with the regime or the regime
Sure.
who's showing the propaganda from inside Iran. Hanji.
Sure. Okay, you had gone through a very hard time in Iran, and after coming to the India, you had worked so hard to make your image, to make your uh, presence in the Indian Bollywood industry. जो तमाम महिलाएं जो देख रही हैं आपको, आप उन्हें क्या मैसेज देना चाहेंगी ईरान में महिलाओं की स्थिति इन टर्म्स ऑफ फ्री स्पीच, in terms of dress code, in terms of their professional life, in terms of their divorce, in terms of their child marriage. क्या आप मैसेज देना चाहेंगे उन हजारों लाखों करोड़ों महिलाओं को जो इस वक्त आपको देख रहे हैं, सुन रहे हैं?
Hanji. First of all, I want to say understand the regime and understand the propaganda. And if someone like me, after being a known face, after being someone who have got so much from India, India has given
Hmm.
my career, India has given me a life. I've lived here, I
Hmm.
worked here, and I'm gonna be grateful all my life to India.
Hmm.
But my anger is not towards Indians. My anger is not
Hmm.
towards the government or anyone else. My anger is
Hmm.
towards the Indians who they don't understand what the crime this regime has done to its own people. And if you come and
Hmm.
you say that, oh, I don't respect Muslims, I don't respect this. Please
Hmm.
understand. I am someone
Hmm.
who has lived under this regime. Not when I
Hmm.
not when I was 6 years old. I didn't leave Iran when
Hmm.
I was 6 years old. I left Iran as a 18 years
Hmm.
old. I've been arrested.
Hmm.
I've been punished in Iran, and I've
Hmm.
been gone to the jail. I've been watched my friends to get lashes.
Hmm.
Everything that I'm
Hmm.
saying is from my own lived experience, and I'm putting my life
Hmm.
in danger. Right now, as I
Hmm.
speak with you, my bank
Hmm.
account is frozen. I'm under police protection. I get hate and death threats
Hmm.
every single day, but I'm still not
Hmm.
keep quieting. Why I'm not keeping
Hmm.
quiet? Because I have
Hmm.
people who are being left in Iran alone. They don't have a voice, and I have to do
Hmm.
something for them. Even if I
Hmm.
have to educate one person every day, I'm
Hmm.
trying to do that because I'm not
Hmm.
Mandana Karimi. I'm the 1,000 Iranians who are in Iran
Hmm.
under blackout. They have
Hmm.
no voice. And please understand that. Please just don't come and make a comment something about Iran that you don't understand, because we're not talking about numbers here. We're talking about real life. We're talking about men and women who died, who got executed, and who got arrested. So please respect that. Respect the deaths. Respect the freedom of some other people who you never know. You've never known in person.
थैंक यू सो मच मंदना, हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए, खुलकर इन तमाम मुद्दों पर अपनी बात रखने के लिए, अपना बेहद कीमती समय हमारे साथ साझा करने के लिए। तो ये थी ईरानी मूल की अभिनेत्री मंदाना करीम, जिन्होंने लगातार खुलकर हमसे ईरान इजराइल युद्ध के साथ साथ महिलाओं की स्थिति, खुद के भारत के एक्सपीरियंस के साथ साथ उन तमाम लोगों पर खुलकर बात की जो इस वक्त ईरान इजराइल मुद्दे पर अलग अलग टिप्पणी करते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं। इसी के साथ हमारे इस बेहद खास कार्यक्रम ललकार में आज बस इतना ही। वक्त छोटे से ब्रेक का, खबरें आगे जारी हैं। नमस्कार।